Alright, what's up yins guys? Time for another video. And I'm gonna say this real quick because I don't even know if I'm gonna edit, cut up, and splice up my one video. It was a big ramble, but I think this is important just to say it separately in a video. I'm gonna go ahead and say it because sometimes my rambles, I'll either post them or cut them, and if I think I'm rambling too much, get to the point. But here's something right there, especially if you were some of you people that indicated in comments that you were interested and still listen to me, whatever you agree what I say, especially because of I don't know, Sticks Hex and Hammer 666 and that whole deal. And I did preach to people how I am different than he is in certain things I disagree with, and how I believe that Christianity and my belief different than his. Christianity is interlaced with a voodoo type of thing. And since Sticks, Hex, and Hammer, I don't want to use his name to try to get in videos, but I'm just, for a couple of you particular people, I should have said this in 2020, because Sticks, Hex, and Hammer 666 and other kind of people was against the George Floyd riots, which I was. And I'm going to remind you that one of the main reasons why I believe the better alternative to racism that people accuse you of and redefine racism, the reason why I'm so big on, whether out there in the world or on YouTube, subscribing to and sharing unwoke black YouTubers, who might even look at me like I'm crazy for saying this too, and remind you that I met real life people like the ones you see on YouTube, certain black YouTubers, that ex-rappers that say all these rap stars were of the devil and gave themselves over to things, and I believe they did. Okay, getting to the point, and this is not bashing George Floyd, but the way they deified him and all that. And if you got this far in this video, I personally was angry about an underpublicized incident on my local news a few years ago that a autistic black gentleman, they brought the police, but then they brought an ambulance and shot him up with ketamine and killed him. I was pissed at that one, but I wouldn't have advocated protest and march in the streets and vandalism like they sensationalized with George Floyd at places that had nothing to do with it. But if you're paying attention to here, this isn't about rehashing that. The whole point to what I'm telling you here is, if you're black and you kind of partially agree with me, and if you're like some of the black gentlemen I work next to that swear a lot but have spiritual beliefs, and that's how he talked, that I work next to, you'd agree with me with this. If you were black, say, under any circumstances, whether a cop or anybody caused the death of somebody related to you, right? Whether they committed a crime or made a mistake or died by the hands of the cops. This dovetails, and if you're paying attention to this, my belief in everything being voodoo laced up in this world. Be careful what you give yourself over to. Just because you're black or anybody, don't let this ACLU, this fucking people, we're going to give you some money, we're going to sensationalize a protest, give you a mock effigy so that we can make that, these people, if they do that, they're making way, they care about the money they're making. What they get for you is a drop in a bucket. But anyway, if you get this point, saying why this shit is bad, I don't even know if people like Brandon Tatum would agree with me or roll their eyes because he's a Christian, but people don't like what I say against the interpretation of the King James Bible. But pay attention to this. Do not, if you had somebody that died, whether it's the police, do not just give full consent to somebody using the likeness of that dead family member. You should be shrewd and keep and retain your right to withdraw the consent of the use of the likeness of that dead family member. Yeah, because I actually, even though rebellious as I am, I grew up around a slain in the spirit type, both black and white churches that my mother, who also F-bombed in the house outside the church. But that didn't give me no excuse to be no Satanist or no criminal or anything. And if you're black, it shouldn't give you the excuse. There's some stuff I can't stand to this day, but yet very highly superstitious influences that I believe with all my heart. Never, it's very voodoo-like. To get a handful of money, don't give up the likeness. Be careful just totally consenting to your likeness. People out here right now can steal your likeness and image and do anything else with it, but you didn't consent to it, right? God will defend you and avenge you if they do it behind your back, right? But even if it's your likeness, don't, even if it of somebody that's alive for whatever reason, a charity when they're sick, okay, say they're sick or got cancer. That's a noble thing, but be careful who you consent to giving that likeness to, because they want to make a whole bunch of money off of a family member of yours who is alive that's dying of cancer. You know what I mean? There's I think some of these, what do you call it, Pentecostal slain in spirit Christians, yeah, if you insult them if you will, but there's a part of what they say that's truth. They should agree with me, or they probably already agree with me. They probably know this already. Voodoo, it's like a demonic voodoo thing. The atheists will roll their eyes. Be careful who you consent to authorizing them to use a likeness. Well, in George Floyd's case, they turned him into a Nebuchadnezzar idol. The real bizarre paintings they had over there and all that stuff. Really. But anyway, that's what people are missing, and they'll go right ahead and do it. I mean, and there was even a case that I remember my partner reminded me of too, that lightning actually struck an image of George Floyd or whatever too. Who nobody wants to laugh that the guy died. He did his time for something he did that was very despicable. Who knows if he was apologetic about it. I'll put that out there, but you're not allowed to talk about George Floyd any kind of a way. And just because George Floyd died, who the hell does anybody think they are that everybody that's white has to apologize for something that they had nothing to do with or anything? Or try to get the Salvation Army to tell everybody to do it, which was wrong. Nobody should. That is a narcissistic abuse of power that they're trying to get over somebody else too, and stereotype another race, yeah, too. But yeah, that's just a ramble. I'll cut it off there. But yeah, I'd be rambling if I talk about that. But you get my main point. There's a little bit of everybody who, they'll use likenesses and stuff to. I'm just going to kind of keep it to a minimum here. I mean, there's all kind of different beliefs, even Native American, black people that live in Africa right now, and South America, ancient European, Celtic, all kind of things have beliefs and superstitions about using the likeness of a dead person. And if you got this far in this video, they can literally create a ghosted spirit and summon like one of these demons with the attributes of that dead family member, whether that dead family member was good or evil. That's something for you to think about. I mean, like say you had a dead family member, you're black or white, that didn't commit no crime and he died for anything, cancer, shot by a thug, a robber, or wrongfully killed by the police. They can be a person with no crime, but people can take that likeness, and if you believe in any kind of presences, like if you're part Christian and part occult, these shape-shifting things will have the attributes of that dead family member, even if they're not even evil. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm just telling you about, all kind of things that you can look up that are actually out there of all kind of cultures where these superstitions have come from, without me being linguistically or historically correct about it. It's all out there, and people are even retooling it and reconfiguring it for their own nefarious ways or evil ways or con artist ways or whatever you want to call it, but it's all out there. And even if an atheist rolls his eyes, the undeniable fact is, you were to tell an atheist, right, that you have to present it to an atheist as an alleged belief, and the fact that people will believe in damn near anything, magical or whatever, if they think it's going to get them money or power, or even get them laid, get all the women, and they want to be like, if you in the Bible, King Solomon, or all these other people or all these other Romans and all these other Babylonians that had all these concubines. If it'll get them that, you'd have to believe that allegedly they gave their souls over and worshipped some kind of spirit, or sacrificed to some kind of spirit that got it for them. I mean, I think that sums about everything up that I'm giving you right there,